Hi, I'm Ricky Pryor, editor of the Richmond Register, and tonight on the Pryority Report, we're going to be learning more about Carter G. Woodson, an alumni of Berea College and the father of Black history.
The Pryority Report is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank, trusted for banking, known for caring. Visit them at cvnb.com. Chenault Vineyards, a place to create beautiful experiences. Visit them online at chenaultvineyards.com. Shelter Insurance, Ashley Kovaleski. Give her a call, 859-624-0883, located 112 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. And KyMedia.net.
Thank you for being here, Chaka.
Tell
me a little bit about what you do here at Berea College and how it kind of ties into Black History Month and Carter G. Woodson and kind of the mission of your foundation.
Absolutely. So I work as the executive director for the Association for Teaching Black History in Kentucky. It is a mouthful, I know. It is an organization that was founded through a partnership between the Thomas D. Clark Foundation, Berea College, Kentucky State University, and the Muhammad Ali Center. The goal of the association is to make sure that we are elevating the stories and the historical experiences of Black Kentuckians past and present. And we do that by collaborating with educators across the Commonwealth. We have an advisory committee that we're working to form of educators, folks who are in the classroom, folks who are in museums and libraries, who can really show us the direction in terms of where the work needs to go, considering that they are boots on the ground. We are curating resources for those educators and make sure they have everything they need so that way they can teach effective Black history. We are creating programming and thinking about frameworks that we can support our educators in learning so that they can better their craft, especially through that Black history lens. And then we want to see great examples of teaching Black history so that we can celebrate those examples as well. And so as we think about Black history, the association really acts as a service organization to support teachers in the most effective teaching of Black history and leveraging a core competency that Kentucky does well in terms of localized history. So really looking at Black history through that localized Kentucky lens.
Well, and this kind of this personal project of mine is about Carter G. Woodson, who's known as the father of Black history, is an alumni of Berea College. And it seems like, you know, back in 1908, he had this idea to have Black history told from African Americans and from their viewpoint and have that kind of in the forefront of his teaching history. And it seems like that's being continued to this day and being continued in as effective a manner as it can be. So what is it kind of, you're almost kind of like this legacy here. What's that kind of been like?
Well, when you say that, then it's a lot of pressure. But what I will say is that as someone who's been in social studies classrooms for the better part of my 20-year career in education, Carter G. Woodson, to paraphrase him, said that you can't really talk about effective American history without making sure that the Black experience is a part of that American history story. And so as I think about that quote from Carter G. Woodson, as I think about my time in Kentucky classrooms, really that's what we're attempting to center. History is about giving students the opportunity to contextualize events that have happened in the past so they can critically think about how events kind of came about. And really, they can take that context and apply it to modern day, understanding their own personal experiences and where the world has evolved. If we hope to do that, you need to center the different stories. And you have to center those different perspectives. So as we start to talk about the experience of Black Kentuckians, Black Americans, yeah, you're going to need to hear from Black people so that you can get that authentic experience. And that goes with any persons throughout the United States, and especially those who have been marginalized, those whose identities have been oppressed in the past. You hear from their perspectives, and hopefully it lends even more context so that students can think back on those experiences and really start to apply the lessons to the modern day.
And Carter G. Woodson was a teacher. That was one of his life goals, was to become a teacher and an educator. And how is it from teaching Black history? How is that? I know that you had a big conference, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had an event on Martin Luther King Day to support teachers in terms of teaching Black history.
And that's kind of a hot topic in news and is teaching Black history and how to do that, where some states are making rules to kind of maybe possibly limit what can be taught or what sources can be used. So how kind of difficult, or maybe not difficult, but I mean, how important is it to give resources to educators to effectively teach Black history? And
yeah, absolutely, it's critical, right? What we want to do for educators, having been in the classroom, I know exactly how difficult that job is. What we want to do is we want to make it as easy as possible for educators to leverage core competencies around Black history, with the understanding that not all educators enter the classroom having that experience. It's not necessarily something that's at the forefront of all teacher education preparation programs. If you don't curate your experience to make sure that you learn about Black history content, you may not actually have that experience, and then you don't feel as comfortable in the classroom. And as you mentioned, I mean, when you think about some of the hot button issues that kind of have arisen in recent years around Black history, the last thing we'd want to do is have a teacher put in a situation where they feel uncomfortable, because then they'll just walk away, they'll shy away. And so the association can curate resources, we can curate lesson plans, we can talk about field trip opportunities, and really what we hope to do is, again, leverage competencies that we are already executing well in Kentucky classrooms. We do a great job of talking about Kentucky history and really localizing the understanding of what's happening in our communities and in our counties. Okay, let's do that through the Black lens as well, because there are Black folks all over this wonderful Commonwealth who have really affected where communities are today. So let's make sure that we have those stories that are also a part of that fabric, that tapestry that we are introducing in Kentucky classrooms. And for us, let's make it as easy as possible for teachers. We have a website called thehistoryofrace.com. We have resources that are available. We have lesson plans that are available. There is a conference that was done, I want to say it was done back in 2021. It was done virtually via Zoom. It is pre-recorded, it is all on there, so teachers can hop on that website and get access to all the materials that they'll need. And hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier and ease some of those concerns that they might have. The great thing about the historyofrace.com website as well is that it was curated by Thomas D. Clark Foundation with the assistance of the Kentucky Department of Education. So you know that those lessons are meeting the standards that we have within our state.
oh, that's amazing, because I know that in this day and age, you're always kind of looking for, a roadmap almost of how to, especially for teachers, a lot of educators. I mean, with the pandemic and stuff, I mean, those resources are needed now more than ever.
Absolutely, and one of the great things about the website as well, I think about the social studies teacher in me kind of thinks social studies, but any teacher can go to that website, get resources, and think about how they could apply the content and the resources that are there to their classroom. Any humanities teacher will find something of value, an English teacher, an art teacher, and I do believe that STEM teachers will find things of value as well, and then be able to apply those to their classrooms, which will hopefully give kids across the Commonwealth a little bit of the Black lens, regardless of the classroom that they're in.
Excellent. Thank you so much for watching tonight's Pryority Report. Join me next week when I tell you more news you need to know about.
The Pryority Report is brought to you by Cumberland Valley National Bank. Trusted for banking, known for caring. Visit them at KyMedia.netat. Chenault Vineyards, a place to create beautiful experiences. Visit them online at ChenaultVineyards.com. Shelter Insurance, Ashley Kovaleski. Give her a call, 859-624-0883, located 112 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. And KyMedia.net. Download the Richmond Register News app on your favorite device, or sign up and subscribe online at RichmondRegister.com.